Welcome to a bonus episode of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. Of course, the second I sit down to record this podcast episode, my neighbor starts mowing the lawn, right? That's the way it works. So I figured if you hear a lawnmower in the background, it is what it is. At least it's a beautiful day out and he can get outside to do it. In Cleveland, Ohio, I think you've heard me talk about the weather. We never know what it's going to be like. So anyhow, if you listen regularly, you know I don't publish bonus episodes often, but I really have a lot to share and it's all exciting. So I wanted to pop into your earbuds with all the news and hopefully a shortish episode. I should say, hopefully it's shorter than usual. This is a time-sensitive bonus episode. So if you're listening to this episode, let's say, for example, in the fourth quarter of 2021, or if you're listening to this in 2022, most likely a lot of what I'm going to say has expired. And you know I'm a big protector of your time, so you can choose to keep listening or move on to the next episode. I just want to make sure you're aware of that if you are binge listening like so many of you say you do. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is the Shopkeeper's Story series is here to stay. So last year, after I interviewed 4 Master Shopkeeper members, I received a lot of feedback about how much you all appreciated and enjoyed the series, where you listen to other store owners tell their stories. So I decided to bring the series back again this year, and you probably noticed that if you listened to last week's episode where I interviewed Miriam of Coco Jolie. It's a fine chocolate shop in New Jersey. That's episode 72, so be sure to check it out. But doing this series, it isn't just one of my favorite things to do, but it also seems to be one of your favorites. So I'm happy to say that this won't be the last time I interview our community members this year. I'll have another series later this year, and I already have some really good interviews lined up, so I'm excited about that. So that first bit of news is that the Shopkeeper Story series is sticking around. It'll be back again. And there's still 3 more episodes in this series, so listen for that next week. The second bit of news I want to share with you is that I partnered with Shopify's Handshake platform. I partnered with their team for a giveaway, and the giveaway is actually open right now. If you're in my groups or you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know this already. I've shared it everywhere. But Handshake is giving away 3 retailer prize packs. And in each of those prize packs, it includes 2 one-hour coaching calls with me and a year-long membership to the Shopkeepers Lab. Plus, you'll get credit towards a professional photography session and some credit to spend on Shopify hardware. Each prize pack is valued, I think, at around $1,200. So it's a pretty substantial giveaway, and 3 people will win. If you don't know what Handshake is, it's an online wholesale platform, and I wrote a whole blog post to explain it in more detail so I don't take up too much of your time here. But if you visit, I have to think about it. If you visit savvyshopkeeper.com/blog, savvyshopkeeper.com/blog, it'll be the first post in that feed. So again, just one more time, savvyshopkeeper.com/blog. That's where you'll learn about Handshake, and you'll find the link to participate in the giveaway. Okay, number 3 on my list is I want to say thank you for listening. It's because you listen and subscribe to this podcast that I was recently ranked in the 20 best retail podcasts of 2021 by Whelp magazine. That's WELP. We'll have the article linked in the podcast description if you're listening on a podcast app, but I just wanted to pop in here to say I'm honored that you listen. Hopefully your reward is seeing your business grow and your time protected. My reward is the gratitude you show, the feedback that I receive from so many of you, and the incredible reviews. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. I was so excited when Whelp notified me about being in the top 20. So the fourth thing that I want to mention, and I should have mentioned this one sooner, but if you're a P. Graham Dunn dealer and you're heading to the dealer conference, I'm a speaker there tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, That's May 18th, 2021. I'll be presenting on two topics, two of my favorite topics, profit and time. So if you don't know what P. Graham Dunn is, they're located in Ohio and they manufacture inspirational art, gifts, and home decor. They have a showroom at America's Mart in Atlanta, and I think that's where my sister and I were first introduced to this brand. I'm guessing they have showrooms at other markets, but it was America's Mart where I first learned about this company. And it's really cool because they offer this free dealer conference every year along with a cash and carry sale event for their dealers. So their dealers, they can attend, they can learn, they can buy items for their store at the same time, they can get a tour of the facility. There are a bunch of things that are offered during this dealer conference, and I'm pretty sure that the tickets for the dealers are free. And I don't think I've ever seen any company do that before. So anyhow, I will be there tomorrow speaking. I am fairly certain my presentations are at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. So I will be sure to share my experience there. I hope to see some of the familiar faces I know and to meet a lot of new faces. Okay, next one. See, I had a lot to cover, right? Next one is number 5. I can say I've spent probably the last 2 or 3 years looking for a virtual bookkeeping service that would be ideal for small independent retail store owners. Not just a software, because there's QuickBooks and there's Wave, but an actual service. And I wanted to find a service, an online virtual service, and find a company that I trusted and that makes it easy to sign up and set up, and that's affordable for shopkeepers. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to cost a shopkeeper $500 a month, So I'm happy to share that I recently added Bench. It's B as in boy, E-N-C-H, Bench. I recently added them to the tools and tech page on my website. And one of the things I appreciate is that they offer a tiered pricing program. So smaller businesses pay a smaller price, and then you can grow with Bench from there. As your business grows, you'll pay Bench more for their service and their packages. One thing I found this year, more than any other time before, is that shopkeepers really, really want to get their bookkeeping squared away. They're intimidated by it. They're afraid of it. They don't know who to go to. Many of you want to learn and understand your financials, but you don't know where to go and you don't know where to begin. So I'm happy to say that the shopkeepers that I personally know of that have used Bench have been happy with the service. And now these shopkeepers are getting their first profit and loss statements, and they're starting to understand their businesses better. So the reason I'm mentioning this is because as an affiliate for Bench, I have an offer for shopkeepers where you get the first trial month for free and then 30% off the next 3 months of service. So I'll add the special link to this in the podcast description. But I also want to mention that you'll find the affiliate link for this on my resources page. My resources page is the same as the tools and tech page. But if you visit savvyshopkeeper.com/resources, that's where you'll see the link for Bench, and you'll see a bunch of other companies and software programs that I recommend, because you all know I feel so many parts of our business should be either delegated or systematized. That's the word, right? Systematized. I want it to be really, really efficient for you. So me promoting Bench makes me extremely happy because I feel confident that it's a good fit for shopkeepers. Okay, and then last but not least, it's official. The first Savvy Shopkeeper Retreat is happening, and I'm trying not to yell. But I am so excited about this. I'm sure you'll hear it in my voice for the next few minutes. So if you decide to join us, you'll be heading to Greenville, Michigan at the beautiful Fruchthaven Farm property. And the farm is actually owned by a Master Shopkeepers member, April Peterson, and it's owned by her husband, the two of them. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about this. So if you visit savvyshopkeeper.com/retreat, that's the page where you'll get all of the information you need to know about the retreat, including airport information, blocked hotel room details, rental car info. I want to add that this farm property is in a bit of a rural area, so there's no Uber service there. So if you're not driving in and you're flying in, most likely you'll need to do car rental. But I answer a lot of FAQs on the retreat page too, so make sure you visit it. I will say this, because I feel like I could go on for about 30 minutes alone about this retreat. I will say this. This is not your typical business conference. It won't be packed with speakers. We might have a couple, but I'll be leading quite a few of the sessions, and the rest is about connection and breakout sessions so you can have actual conversations with fellow shopkeepers and build relationships. The feedback that I kept getting from shopkeepers is that they often learn the most from each other. And that's why I think the Shopkeepers Lab and Master Shopkeepers work so well. You were all telling me that you didn't want to attend a business conference that had endless sales pitches either. Because you can attend some of these business conferences. At the end of each session, someone would be trying to sell you a service. I promise you this retreat will be spam free. It won't be pitches throughout the entire event. Plus, you'll have time to enjoy the beautiful farm property and all it has to offer, because I want to make sure that I mention that on this farm property, I think April said it's 120 acres. There's a boutique, there's a fresh marketplace, they have the coolest coffee shop ever. I've actually been in it. It's an orchard, an apple orchard. They have a cidery. They make incredible donuts. I mean, I can go on and on. There are 2 100-year-old barns on the property. Yes, all of this on one property. So the retreat ticket doesn't include travel or accommodations, but once you get to the farm, all of the details are covered, or at least I hope they are. That's my goal. You don't have to leave or drive to figure out where to get lunch, and you certainly won't go hungry because we'll have breakfast and lunch and beverages and snacks throughout the day. My sister would be laughing right now because she says food's very important to me, and it is. So if you're that kind of person, I got you covered. Many of you have asked for an event that does offer educational content, and yes, for sure, we'll have that. But you also wanted something that's slower paced with time to connect, and you deserve something that's a little indulgent too, so I added some of that. There's also an opportunity to attend a VIP dinner event that will be catered by a local husband-wife catering company, and that'll be in Fruchthaven's beautiful event tent with live music and an exclusive guest interview, but I'll share more on that later. So before I go, I want to make sure that I mention a special thank you to April, her event planner, Kristen, and her team for understanding and embracing the vision of this unique business retreat. Like seriously, you guys don't realize what you're in for. Tickets went on sale to Master Shopkeepers and Lab members first, so some of the hotel rooms have been claimed, but there are still plenty of rooms. I want to make sure I convey that. Again, all of the information is at savvyshopkeeper.com/retreat. So early bird tickets will be available through the end of May, and I'll have the retreat page linked in the podcast description too. It's time to treat yourself. It really is. I've never regretted attending or investing in an in-person business event. Have some been better than others? Yes, for sure. But I do have good memories. I've learned things, and I've been inspired to move forward with my business each time I invested in myself. I'm loving the conversations I'm seeing in Master Shopkeepers and the lab too, from the people who have purchased tickets already. So some of the people that are attending, they're attending the full 2-day retreat, and some of them are attending with their husbands. Some are extending their visits to catch up with friends in Michigan. Some are just excited to connect and hang out and have some downtime. And some are really excited about visiting the farm. Some are traveling with a friend and bringing the friend to the VIP dinner event. Yes, that's an option too. But all of these are great reasons to join us and to treat yourself. And one little thing I just want to mention, because technology can be weird, I want to make sure to mention that if you purchase more than one ticket, please register separately. So you'll want to use 2 different names and email addresses so the system recognizes it's 2 different signups. You can't purchase 2 tickets in one. I apologize for that. It's just the way the system I use is. So I hope to see some of you in person in September. And for those of you who can't attend, hopefully this becomes an annual event and you can join us at retreat number 2. One more thing, and I keep saying one more thing, but we will not be offering a virtual ticket this time around. And part of the reason is planning a retreat like this takes a really big effort. And there's quite a bit of a learning curve for me personally. So I'm going to focus my efforts on the people attending in person, but I would love to be able to offer a virtual ticket in the future. And that might happen with retreat number 2. I really hope it does. We'll see. If you have any questions about the retreat, or if you're a brand and you want to sponsor the retreat, we have a special email that we created just so that we can manage all of the communication for the retreat in one place. So please, if you have questions or you want to reach out, please send an email to retreat@savvyshopkeeper.com. I'll say it one more time, retreat@savvyshopkeeper.com. Man, I'm winded. Thanks for listening. And we'll get back on track with the Savvy Shopkeeper stories on Thursday morning, where I interview another Master Shopkeeper member, and she actually owns a plant store in Florida. So stay tuned for that. Again, thanks for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for getting me ranked in the top 20 of retail podcasts. That's incredible. Everyone have a great week, and we'll be back in your earbuds on Thursday morning.